通高兴来呀，北纬，通高兴来呀，北纬，通高兴来北纬。我要得给咱你别的通高兴来北纬。Great. That's great.
Trees, Water, and People's had a great year. It's been difficult for most Americans this last year or so because of the economy. But I think a lot of people have embraced Trees, Water, and People because of the practical nature of what we do. People can hold and touch what we do. We build stoves. We make, solar heaters. We do solar electric. We plant trees, things that people can not only understand, but actually can be and see and feel and know that something significant is happening with their dollars, with their donations. And that's important to us. And I think it's important to all our donors too. So we've had a tremendous year. We've gotten great recognition. We've been very successful in terms of getting our mission accomplished, not only here in the United States, but as you know, out there in Honduras and in Guatemala and El Salvador and Nicaragua, and certainly in Haiti, where some of the greatest needs on the planet are happening even as we speak.
Trees, Water, People started working in Haiti in 2007 with a group called AMERT in the northwest of the country. And most of the countries we work in, we have a joint strategy of community reforestation programs and fuel-efficient stove technologies. In Haiti, the context is much different. People cook with charcoal mostly over one-pot burners versus Central America, where they cook on a griddle stove, where they can have 4 pots at a time, also produce tortillas and other foods that are typical to the region. In Haiti, that's required us to adjust our normal designs and come up with a design that's applicable to the context. We did that. We've produced about 5,000 to 6,000 stoves in Haiti since we started in 2007, and are on the verge of starting a nationwide stove effort in Haiti, which was planned before the earthquake that happened on January 12th. We were actually scheduled to fly to Haiti on January 15th. What we've been trying to do so long in Central America, and which has finally come into fruition, we're going to start off on the right foot in Haiti and really kind of bring all these people together from the start to move forward on a common note. Trees, Water, and People developed a methodology where we train technicians, and the technicians go to communities, train other technicians, but are very true to the design and the specifications so that the stove functions the same way every time. Most traditional stoves in the developing world are either a 3-stone fire or some advancement on the 3-stone fire. That's 3 rocks, firewood coming in on all sides, and a pot sitting on the 3 stones. All around the world, about 1/3 to 1/2 of the world's population still cooks with biomass fuels, so either firewood, charcoal, ag waste, or dung. When those fuels are used in an inefficient way, you get a lot of products of incomplete combustion, so a lot of smoke, soot, and different emissions that are very harmful to people's health. It's estimated that 1.6 million people a year, women and children mostly, die from respiratory illnesses brought about by burning biomass in the home.
Our stoves are removing 80% of the indoor air pollution from the stoves. They're also saving 60% on global warming, reducing the incidence of respiratory illnesses, and saving women time and money because less fuel wood is needed.
Entonces, ella ha visto pues de que con 4 o 5 manojitos se palmea todo el día. ¿Ves? Y entonces la leña es un poco más barata y ella pues compra la leña por bastante. No, ya mire, pues no hace humo. Teníamos otra cocina, hacía demasiado humo.
You see women taking great pride in their stoves, tiling their stoves, decorating their stoves, taking care of their stoves, and that's part of the story. You have to produce things that people like.
The big event of 2009 was the award of the Rio Tinto Prize for Sustainability.
The 2008 Rio Tinto Prize for Sustainability is awarded to trees, water, and people.
This goes to our international program headed by Stuart Conway and has just been a great recognition of a decade's worth of work in Central America and tremendous progress on areas of reforestation and stove building. This prize not only carries with it great recognition within the international environmental community, but also the prize of $1 million, which will be spread out over the next 3 years and gives our international program just a tremendous foundation to expand and improve on the stove work, the community tree nursery work that we're doing down there, and just take it to levels that we could barely have imagined in our wildest dreams just a few years ago.
We built 30,000 stoves in the last 11 years. That's benefited about 150,000 people. And we hope to triple that number with the funding from Rio Tinto. I'll let you in on the secret ingredients of our stove. It's with a rocket stove technology. It has a ceramic L-shaped combustion chamber surrounded by some kind of insulation. Either wood ash or we use pumice in countries that have volcanoes. And of course we also have a chimney which gets the toxic smoke out of the kitchen.
Equally remarkable has been the progress that our national program has made during 2009. Under the direction of Richard Fox, we've brought along our tribal lands program over the last half a dozen years in what I consider to be baby steps, where we slowly developed out from original work doing tree planting and other home maintenance and improvement projects on several upper Midwest Indian reservations to the point over the last few years where we've begun installing solar heating systems on homes on the reservation. And this program seemed to be moving along so well that we slowly again, and with small injections of money from your donations, from grant money that we're able to bring into it, and we spread this program out to include actual manufacturing of the solar heating systems as well as the installation of them. And 2009 arrives, and again, we entered the year with significant nervousness around how we could move this program in the difficult economy that we were facing. And lo and behold, the stimulus programs were launched by the federal government, which as we sat down and read the 2,000 pages of them, in some ways it seemed like these programs were just written for us. Time and again we saw reference to work for green energy, for job creation, for aid to the neediest Americans, which certainly includes people on Indian reservations, and we started trying to address the opportunities that might exist there. You know, today we have the spirit of the sun. I saw a group of people hanging out there. They were doing something what looked like an air heater, so I pulled over right away, introduced myself, and asked if I can volunteer. They went and secured funding for a lot of air heaters and didn't have the time to be out there installing them, and they looked to empowering, you know, Lakota people, so they sought out, you know, people that were already doing things, and I was already doing, so it was great. It was just like just what I was doing, and to see someone else, you know, coming onto the reservation doing the same thing. It was awesome. Eventually we went and opened the doors to Lakota Solar Enterprises, and then just recently, you know, 2 years ago, we opened Red Cloud Renewable Energy Center. Red Cloud Renewable Energy Center is a training facility for Native Americans to come in and get trained by a Native American. We train in solar, currently the solar hot air, the manufacture part of it, the wood kit part of it, the installation, the troubleshooting, the maintenance part of it. Now we're further going into solar electric
doing, training around that. And here shortly, we'll be doing our first wind turbine, residential scale, facility scale, training for Native Americans. We understand in a real deep sense, and it's in our culture, our language, our songs, and this new way to honor the old way and then become sustainable, as well as create, savings, economic development, and the most thing is, create hope for the future there on the Pine Ridge, being the poorest county in a whole, nation with 86% unemployed. There's 8 full-time employees there at Lakota Solar. So we created 72 jobs overall. 30 of them were, part-time, and the other 42, they're working on installing these. They're, solar warriors, techs, 1. So once they got the, training, the air heaters, they go back to their communities and start installing, which, 42 solar warriors is, it's really a tremendous step from, 6 years ago. Native Americans always addressed the, president as the great white father, but today we have a great black father, which enabled us, nations from across the country, light-skinned people, dark-skinned people, all have that chance, that unique chance to, come together and make a better place and utilize the federal, government's, support and really bring this to where it needs to be. We understand, we know that renewable isn't going to solve the whole problem, but it's going to take us back a step so we could start to think about savings, which our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our parents did, and we just kind of got off base a little bit, but things like this bring us back, center us within our spirit and ourselves. I received the Innovative Idea Champion Award. I received this award through CFED, as well as 20 other people from across the country. I'm 5th direct descendant from Chief Red Cloud Mkhbialuta, and 140 years ago he met with the Department of Interior Secretary. I wrote him a letter, the current sitting secretary. By the way, he's from here, Colorado, Salazar, Ken Salazar, and I wrote him a letter and asked if I could meet with him, and his secretary came back and said that Salazar would like to entertain us with a meeting. My grandfather met with his predecessor, and then here I was 140 years later to meet with him again, and was able to share and tell the story of how we can become sustainable off the renewable energy. And a 15-minute turned into a 40-minute meeting, and it was a historical thing for me.
In 2009, our local funds helped us create our 4th outdoor classroom in Fort Collins. We worked with the Poudre School District, Lopez Elementary School, Larimer County, and REI to create the Outdoor and Wildlife Learning Site at Lopez Elementary School. The site now has durable outdoor benches and educational signs to create an outdoor learning environment. In 2010, we will work with Kennard Junior High School to bring them closer to installing their own solar electric system. At the 2008 Renew the Rockies, we launched our Renewables on Schools program. Here's Stu Reeve, Energy Manager for the Poudre School District.
February 16th, we are live and producing power with a nice, beautiful sunny day in Colorado. Standing on top of the roof at Bethke Elementary School, looking at the Rocky Mountains in the most beautiful state with the snow caps and a brand new photovoltaic system that you guys helped us build. This system will produce roughly about 11% of what this building uses in a year's time. So this is measuring how much the building is actually using for electricity. Here on this side is what we call our metering device that's going to look at the PV output. Let's say our PV system over here is producing more than our building is using, then this is where they say the terminology, you know, you're pushing back out onto the grid, is since we're going to produce more than the building's using, then the building will absorb what it's going to use, and then any excess that's produced by the PV system is pushing out onto Xcel Energy's electric grid. So we think that might very well happen in the summertime when the buildings are shut down for summer restoral and no school in session and lightly loaded with students or staff, and we think probably this building will push back in the summertime. We're in the middle of reducing our costs because of state funding by a tremendous amount of money, $12 million to $24 million over the next 2 years. So making good decisions on utility costs are one way of putting that money back in the classroom and supporting our educational mission and programs and services. So thank you, and how cool.
Our project is all about moving people from success to significance. Many people have been successful in their lives. They've run successful businesses, made a lot of money. But the real question is, have they become significant in their life? Have they done everything that they want to do? And that's part of what we provide people, is the opportunity to make a significant difference in the lives of families who have great needs. And we've been fortunate here in this country, and we have the ability to help many of those people.
We look excitedly to for the next step.